folks, this is all the fruit, and the durian needs to be harvested every day. No matter the weather, no matter the Christmas holiday, no matter anything. Today, we're also having an unusual tool with us, an axe. They rarely use axes here, but I asked about chopping down and eating a palm tree. So today we are not only gonna collect the durian, but also try to chop down one of the tastiest local palm trees. Also, as you might note, we don't have a car, and this durian garden is very prolific. So I'm planning to use a cunning, devilish plan and a very unusual device for the durian harvest. It's called a bus. Well, in most buses here, durians are strictly forbidden, but we are in quite a rural area, so I hope they will forgive me if I bring about 20 to 30 giant smelly fruits into the bus. Otherwise I have to carry them home 4 kilometers on this road. Again, beautiful limestone formations of the Pichin hills, plantations around us. I can already smell the durian. Tens of thousands of durian trees here. The hillsides are ripe. Big durian trees, small durian trees, medium-sized durian trees. Most of them are on private plots, a couple in ancestral fruit forests where everybody is allowed to forage. We are now going to the private garden of my host, Mr. Ringus. And yeah, he even has one wild palm on his land, which is gonna become dinner tonight. This is quite a rare Artocarpus, and probably the sweetest and tastiest one. Must not forget the location. Well, it's maybe 600-700 meters before the durian garden. Getting rid of all the unnecessary layers of civilization, putting on the jungle gear and off into the garden. This thing almost fooled me. Looks exactly like a bramble in Europe, but is spineless and not closely related. Always remember and never touch the angry leaf, or you will regret it. Just like the enemy warriors who tried to attack the village of Pichin a couple centuries ago, and then put their naked butts on top of those soft hairy leaves and run home crying. Just got caught by a rotten palm. Okay, maybe cut the whole thing down, boss? Cut the whole thing? Ah, you want to use it later? Ah, okay. Well, the rotter is not only the spiniest thing in the jungle.
My elder sister needs it.
Ah, for what? Making baskets or mats?
Making basket.
Yeah, like a lot of other things which can be quite hurtful to you. The rotter is actually something you cannot eradicate, because it's also, here you see, a slightly older and longer one. The rotan is also maybe the most important crafting resource in the jungle, even more important than bamboo. They make mats, baskets, ropes. Well, they don't make ropes out of it, they use it as a rope. That's why you can chop off the spiny leaf tip, but not kill the whole plant, even if it grows right next to the trail. You can already smell the durian. We arrive at the garden. First, let's see if the rare ghost durian has dropped something. It's a rare hybrid between Sibetinus and Graveolens. but I don't see a single fruit in the creek. Why no ghost durian today? What happened? Maybe somebody visited the garden in the early morning, who knows? Only one fruit of the rare ghost durian. Yesterday we had 8 or 9. Here, maybe I think this is another one.
Maybe?
Yes, this looks like durian hantu. In this village they have some really interesting durian hybrids, folks. This is one of the more intriguing ones. First task, sharpening the axe. However, with one hand, that's not so easy, so I gonna put the phone away and use both hands. Let's try it out. Okay, I wouldn't use it to shave, but if it can cut a palm tree, if it can cut a palm leaf, it can cut a palm tree. Not a lot of durian dropped during the night. Most of those are old fruits, which we already rejected yesterday. This palm tree is good for food?
Yeah. This also good for food. That one is also good for food.
Which one is the sugar palm?
This is the sugar palm.
So this is the sugar palm. This I think is Oigensona utilis. He says that the sugar palm is better for food. So that's what we're getting now. I asked if there is a special way to cut it. He says no, just cut it. So let's first clean it from all the vines and old leaves too. So I don't start cutting this. Okay, I will collect some durian for now. Mr. Ingus found a smaller one. So this is sugar palm, but you don't use it for sugar here, right? Do you make sugar from this?
We in Borneo, in Sarawak, we don't make sugar from this.
In Kalimantan, they're still selling.
Even people they take for the water for alcohol.
Yes. In Kalimantan, around Putusibao.
It's near
Langkaw? Maybe. I was not there. But Putusibao, definitely the Iban use it for its alcohol. Well, they make alcohol from the sap, and also they use it to make red sugar. But here we will use it for a vegetable. First we clean the surroundings. Also, this one doesn't have real spikes, but those bristles which they use here for brooms. For example, for brooms to clean the homes or for brooms to clean the durian. Those bristles are a bit vicious. And also this mixture of bristles and fibers might impede the axe. Let's see. Okay, it seems like, yeah, it's quite possible to cut it with an axe. Where do I cut it, boss? Near the base, or which part do we eat?
Near the base.
As low as possible. From your side.
Actually, it was.
So I cut from this side. Okay. Cutting as low as possible. This is a young tree. We want to see if we can use all of it. The usable part is quite small in this young one. So we are starting down there, and if part of it is hard, continue a little bit higher. Actually had to pause a couple times. I'm so big, we had to cut out much bigger space for me for working than they usually do. And here I chopped into some wild fig latex coming out. Also, the axe is pretty sharp, but one hit on one of those rocks, the palm is wedged in between, and we can more or less forget it. It's not falling because of the leaves. the way through, but it's going down. Always listen to a wise man. He said, clear this first. Those bristles are so hard. You know what they were used for by some tribes? Those are the blow darts. Poisonous blow darts, which were the end to so many tasty animals and beautiful skull invaders. Cutting it down was quick. Cleaning it is a lot of work. Glad we have the axe. Parang is a much more versatile tool, but if you want some heavy lifting, literally, the superior weight and weight distribution of the axe gives you a lot more power. But the parang gives you a lot more versatility, and such a short hatchet parang gives you a much better control over your movements than either my longer parang or the axe. He is an experienced bee hunter, so he knows which insects to leave alone and which to kill. And this green hornet there is vicious. Also, he has very intricate techniques, being very efficient with this small hatchet slash parang, much more efficient than I am with my huge body size and huge tools. Actually, I think without me he would have done all the work with the little parang, but I'm not that good with it, so with me we must kind of replace quality with quantity. Getting to the good stuff after a lot of work. Inside the incision, the heart of palm is already very sweet. Of course, everything that's brown has to go, but also part of the stuff that's white is already too hard. This is the part we are bringing home for further processing. Still a lot of hard stuff on this one, but that's basically nature's wrapping. My shoes are no good for the jungle. I went in slippers, so I'm gonna do it the old way. Or spiny terrain, totally fine. Being barefoot in the jungle. I actually stopped walking barefoot when I moved to Heidelberg, because there are tons of chestnuts in Heidelberg and they wreak havoc to your feet. It was a close call for this one here, for the Eleodax something utilis palm. We would almost have foraged you, buddy. Quite stony here, but the stones are not cutting edge, so I'm okay with it. So many bad durians. That means that every single good durian needs to be harvested. This one cracked open on the rocks, but maybe we can get something out of it. Oh no, so many of the durians we gathered down there are bad. So I guess half of what's in my basket is also bad. This one here?
Why did you get it? Bad.
This one also bad?
Bad.
What about those two in the bamboo? Those look good.
It's still new?
Yes?
It's okay.
Yes, it's still new. Who the heck needs shoes anyways? The local people, they always go out on the farm or in the jungle with heavy shoes or boots, dressed from head to toe, covered with hats, because they know it might go well 1,000 times, and to the 1,001st time we get bitten by a snake or scorpion or some other nice critter, or you encounter the angry leaf. Going back for seconds, he didn't show me this tree before. It looks like a ghost durian, and they are big, well, big for a ghost durian, big green fruits up there. Oh. Snakes and spiders are usually in the high vegetation, and I have no shoes. Must get the durian. I asked Mr. Ingus, did they used to go barefoot in the old times? Yes. Did they used to wear very little clothes? Yes. So I asked him why you wear shoes and so many clothes. Yes, he says, yeah, for protection. We go to the jungle and to the farm every day. And oh, ay, scheiße! My fucking thumb! Oh, my fucking toe! Okay, it's not bloody at least. Oh, the toenail is moving, but oh, to climb a big rock without seeing it. Oh, need to go to the ghost durian there. That's not the proper size, not even for a ghost durian. He hasn't cleared the area during, well, for the current harvest. There are traces that he cleaned it months ago for the last harvest also. He didn't show me this tree yesterday. This looks like a typical graveolens, here a low-hanging fruit. Let's see if we can find which is not against the sun. Wow. This is either graveolens or the same hybrid here is growing near the creek. Lots of fruit on this one. But I guess they haven't started to ripen. Not a single one on the ground here. What about this one? No fruits on this one. The rest are normal civetinos. Another tiny fruit under the civetinos, but nope. You could use this for durian soup. It's completely unripe, but good for durian soup, but nope, not today. This one looks like it was a very good fruit, but then it dropped on a rock. Okay. It wasn't that good of a fruit to begin with. I'm like a waste disposal machine for bad durians. Some of it's still okay, la. Not sweet. A bit boring. I'm always surprised about the high standards of the durian farmers here around Serian. Half of those durians would have made it to any average market, but here they don't even want to process them for tempoyak. They have an incredible amount of durians here in Serian. Very good harvest every year, but a very, very high percentage of those are bad. And since those people's standards are very high, they actually end up using just a very small part of them. Loaded heavily, we make our way back through the jungle. A lot less durian than I expected. I'm carrying all of it, like about 15 good-sized fruits. The starring was carrying the heart of palm. Tambok cracking suspiciously. I hope it doesn't break here and I don't cracking again. Hope I don't lose all the fruits. Of course it broke. This plastic fiber can take a lot of stuff, but I think we overloaded it. It broke, but it fell exactly on its top. Oh, the ghost durian. Durian hantuputus. The ghost durian opened. Save the ghost durian. This, folks, is a very rare hybrid between civetinos and graveolens. It looks a lot like graveolens, but it's bigger and more elongated than the average graveolens, paler than the average graveolens, and the inside flesh is not bright orange or bright yellow or bright red, but pale orange, yellow or red. They're actually civetinos fruits with flesh of this color. The flesh is considerably thicker than in the average graveolens. But it totally has the typical graveolens taste. Wait one moment. Let me finish the durian hand too, please. And also, the strange thing is, there seem to be two types of graveolens. One opens on the tree, like a flower. One falls to the ground. This does not open. One falls to the ground and you have to chop it apart with a parang. This one does not open on the tree, falls in the ground whole. But once it's fully ripe, it opens without a lot of force. Yeah, it says that this wasn't planned for this video, but now you get a taste of very rare Sibethinus graveolens hybrid. Made it to the road with a haphazardly fixed tambok. This, by the way, is a Damocles fruit, an edible giant bean, which hangs in a very suspicious looking way, like a sword that wants to pierce you from the top. Of course, there is no shade along the road, so I start my long way back to Pichin village. I'm an hour early for the bus because my host is afraid. His cousin told him he must be an hour early not to miss the bus. Old people and buses, just like my grandparents. Well, let's see what all those folks think. Here in the borderlands, there are naked white men carrying durians around. What's happened to our country? Just stopped a random minibus. I don't even think that this is a bus that takes passengers, but for a naked white man loaded with durian, they're gonna make an exception. Your national courier? Oh, that's the mail coach. Not bad, not bad. I stopped the mail coach. Good, good. Boss Malaysia. Hi boss, kemana? Can I follow you to Pichin? Terima kasih, boss. Give the driver of the mail coach 2 durians. And now the considerably lighter tambok. It's just 300 meters to my homestay. Oh no, my host beat me to the village. Not this guy, the guy in front of him, the very small guy in the background already disappeared. I thought I would be first. Well, I arrived first to the village, but he's gonna be the first one at home. Sorry, what did you ask? What did you ask? What did you ask? What fruit?
Devil fruit.
Yes, 1 devil fruit and a lot of normal durian. Here they call the ghost durian devil fruit. And of course, a harvest is nothing if you cannot sell it. So let's go to the durian vendor and let's see how much I get for my durian. Okay, boss, now tell me good price. Oh, this devil fruit, this orang putih keep. This one for orang putih. Satu for orang putih, 2 for Pos Malaysia. You know what bus brought me here, boss? Tidak bus hijau.
Tidak bus hijau.
Bus Pos Malaysia.
Ya,
The mail bus.
the mail bus.
Okay, so already the durian merchant rejected 1 fruit. And of course I'm keeping my devil fruit here. My ghost durian. Oh, already rejected the second one.
Third one.
Yeah, this is Syrian. They have very high standards here. In many other parts of Borneo, they would have totally tried to sell you this. But here, they have so much durian that they really can choose the best one.
Pindra ko bon marin yun.
Binanya tapi kecil. Yes.
Bakit yun?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are selling 7 durians to the durian trader. 3 go home for tempoyak and 1 to be eaten by the white man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, berapa ringgit?
Ini 5 ringgit.
Aha.
Ini 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ini 3 ringgit. Ini 1 ringgit.
Boss, this good price? 5 ringgit besar, 3 ringgit tengah, 1 ringgit kecil.
Ya.
Okay.
5 ringgit. 5 2 10 ringgit.
Durian sudah banyak.
3 kali 4 12 sama
Harga sudah turun.
23, I give 25 lah.
Baik.
Okay.
25 ringgit, that's almost 5 euro or about $5. That's not a bad price for like 2 hours of work, and most of it was chopping down the palm tree, so even less than 2 hours. But of course you need to have a durian. Terima kasih, boss.
Terima kasih.
Of course you need to have a durian garden to begin with. Okay, boss. Since it's not my durian, so 25 ringgit for the durian, 3 durian for tempoyak, 1 durian to pay the orang putih for carrying the tambok, and 2 durian for the male coach for the transport. Well, okay, not bad for half a day. So I learned that all this durian goes to the Matang Durian Buffet, a place which I'm planning to visit, where you just pay a small sum and can eat durian all day. I think after I'm there, they will change their market strategy. But really a lot of quite good quality durians. They look pretty good. They look pretty damn good. Nice. Okay, boss, enjoy. By the way, here the really valuable fruits of the durian merchant. Tiny Durioxyleanus, but also incredibly creamy and tasty. And here his own version of the Sibetinos graveolens hybrid. From the outside they just look like a slightly more yellowish Sibetinos, but the inside the flesh is orange and with a wonderful graveolens taste. I made a video on those. You're gonna see it sometime soon. Relaxing with some rambutan in front of my ghost durian with Mr. Midger, another durian hunter from the village. And by the way, well, the merchant gave us 25 ringgit and also a full bottle of mineral water. Everybody in the village agreed that it's quite a good deal for us. And don't tell that to anybody, folks, but yesterday night the merchant had a party at his house. And all the rare different types of ghost durians I ate there, I think I'll have to deliver a lot of durian to him before he can basically make up for his losses from me from yesterday. Because I ate a couple of Oxyleanos and a couple of Sibetinos graveolens hybrids then. I deserve this. Too tired to even hit a coconut properly. Finally, I've become an integral part of the Bidayut tribal economy. I mean, they gave me a name in a different village and accepted me into the family even years ago. But now, I live in a long house. Whenever I'm hungry, I chop down a tree for lunch. Whenever I'm thirsty, I cut a coconut. I pay my bus ticket in durians. I sell my durian harvest. Yeah, I've become one with the land. Last, let's open my hybrid durian or devil fruit. And also here, they gave me some rambutan paluk, some really teeny tiny rambutans. You can see they're like a quarter of the normal size or a fifth of the normal size. And they say those are the original rambutans from the jungle before they were domesticated. Wonderful durian. Wonderful graveolens taste. Graveolens is not even very smelly despite the name. It has a very strange chemical taste. Probably not to the taste of everybody. But I totally like it. They should preserve as many of those old hybrids and varieties as possible. Not even so absolutely sure if this is a hybrid, because he said that he planted it from a seed, and many hybrid seeds are just not fertile. 2 hours later, I'm still wearing the traces of those tambok strings which broke. We really totally overloaded this thing, folks.